Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shadowed City podcast, and we are here for Dark City Cinema, episode 4. It has been some time since we've been here. Hopefully, get this back into a weekly thing or something. We want to get these shows back to rolling and back to moving. I am very excited for this interview today. One of my old friends that I haven't seen in some time. He is looking to do some acting, and he has appeared in his first short film and trailer. And here he is right now, Enrique Solis Jr. Did I say your last name right?
Oh, you did, yeah.
Good. I was hoping I got it. I sometimes botch names, and I feel so bad sometimes. It's like, whew.
No, it's all good.
Well, I'm happy to have you, sir. How are you?
Sorry, I was drinking a cup of coffee. But yeah, I'm doing good.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear. And you are an aspiring actor that is getting into the industry. What sparked your passion for acting, and how did you get started?
Um, what really sparked uh the whole process, it was joining to theater back in high school. And there was a lot of classes that I wanted to sign up, but theater got me interested and I figured just try it out. And way before uh ever since I signed up with theater back in high school, I love watching movies, and it inspired me to like, oh, think about doing more opportunities. And then I signed up with theater, and once I signed in and met everyone, and I was like, in my mind, like, wow, I think this is like a calling for me. And then ever since then, I did one play during high school and just immediately fell in love with it, in love with the craft. So that's what really sparked.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Can you tell me about your experience in the short film you were a part of?
Yeah, it was it was a really difficult process. Trying to get everyone involved, like friends, but we all have like different schedules, and we all have lives, and we all have jobs. Um, it was a difficult timing to get everyone involved, but the whole process with filming is really really fun, and it kind of felt like I was on set, and being as a actor and a director and a filmmaker, all those combined is like a lot of work, but it's incredibly fun, and uh, just feel like on set, you know. So
So
that
you're
that was
not
really fun.
just acting. You're not just acting, you're also directing?
Yeah, yeah, directing and filmmaking, acting. I also did editing too on that short film. So I did all the above, and just trying to explore um, like my skills and what I can do.
What do you like about directing?
Um, I like to point out the few things for directing, like trying to share my vision with fellow actors or fellow friends, trying to see if they can match up my vision and trying to direct them. Like it's a little bit of improving with when it comes to directing for me. Um, but to me, it's just like directing. It's like trying to film a scene, trying to communicate with each other, and just like be there in the moment. And that's when it's like, oh yeah, direct this, direct that, and it's like being in the moment. So
And editing. What do you like about editing?
uh I like it. It's pretty good. Editing is kind of like a new territory for me, but it's kind of simple. It's like copy and paste the clips and just edit it in post production and just add music, sound, and edit the clips all together. And I like it. It was pretty good, pretty easy process. I thought it was going to be very difficult, but nah.
And filming. When you mean film, like that you were doing filming, you were holding the camera at some scenes.
Yeah, yeah. In some scenes where I'm not in it, I film behind the scene, behind the camera, and that too was also really good because back then I used to do photography, and photography is great, but I feel like there's something more to do than just photography, so I decided to do filming, and filming was also another easy process to do. Uh, and it's like back and forth, like directing and filmmaking, just like point the camera, shoot, and then direct the actors and do what they do, and then just yeah, and then having a tripod is a lot helpful to be in that moment.
So during the trailer, you're the one that did the editing, the filming, and the directing, and you were the only director, editor, and filmer? Or was there more?
Uh, there was more. My best friend Anthony, he did a little bit of camera work and filmmaking, and gave me a few pointers on how to edit the film, and gave me ideas too. So I'm glad that I'm not the only one that has to do everything. But but yeah, my best friend Anthony, he helped me out with some bits, and it was really good experience to be in it together. So
Do you want to tell us and the people about the film that you guys that we're talking about called Aces?
yeah, so Aces is pretty much the it's kind of like a comedy spy thriller. Um, it's about this guy who joined in the agency, and then there was another group. Uh, I think the main villain was Hank. Is trying to get some bank codes, trying to steal money, and then there was this guy named Tuco, who's also part of the team. Is trying to help out Hank and trying to take the card, and the playing card is called Aces, and there were like secret codes, secret numbers on it, and it's like back and forth, cat and mouse thing, where like I was a beginner spy, Tuco is trying to like get away from the group and doesn't feel like something's right, so we both like work together to take down Hank and just stop um, from him like stealing money. Um, so I think that's the whole premise of like the story there.
And is there gonna be another part to this film, or was this like the short film? Like this is one and done for this one?
Um, this is it's not one and done. We are actually in post production with Aces Part Two, and it's called the Spades Protocol. So it's a
Oh,
sequel to the first one, and this one has more depth into the story between Tommy and Tuco. And I don't want to give anything away, but it has like more storytelling with Tuco's point of view and Tommy. And there's like a new villain in this story called the Boogeyman.
so with this going forward, will there be other parts to this particular film itself? Is there? Do you guys have plans for that, or is that still up in the air?
Um, I'm still debating to make a third one, but in the sequel of Aces Part Two, it is setting up something. So it is definitely setting up um, a third one. So I'm not too sure if there's going to be more than just three of them, but it is definitely setting up a third one. So still in the works for that.
Okay, that's understandable. Thank you. How do you prepare for auditions, especially one outside your comfort zone?
Um, it's more like being in the moment, and before auditioning, it's take slower, deep breaths of like how I can prepare it is like relax all the muscles, get loose, and just like be there in the moment and just doing auditions, and that that becomes more helpful with self tapes because you have to be in front of the camera all the time, and you just gotta look at yourself, but then you gotta pretend like you're talking to the audience and being a storyteller. Uh, and when it comes to auditions, it's like hit and miss because you'll never know if you get a callback or not. But it's really fun because if you do more auditions and more self tapes of being comfortable in front of the camera, then it's more like, hey, I'm used to it. I can get better, and it's like more review of like, oh, should I do this? Should I act differently? But it gives you more data um, to like have auditions and self tapes and good feedbacks too, and trying to learn from that.
What's been your biggest challenge so far being a part of this industry?
Um, I would say the most challenging one is not having a lot of resources. Uh, in the state of Oregon, and especially in this town, because a lot of people they think like, oh, I should move to New York or move to LA, and that's where they kickstart you know, um, their acting phase and being in
Yeah,
the industry. But it's a little difficult here because not a lot of resources of acting or filmmaking in this town. But it's more challenging because it's kind of difficult to go to another place and be in an industry that quick because it takes time and patience and hard work and dedication to get into the industry. And it's it's a lot of patience and work. So I would say that's
yeah.
the most challenging one to to be in that.
And you're trying to change that people could act just about anywhere to get a good jump start.
Yeah.
How do you handle rejection or criticism in this ongoing industry?
um I would say pretty well because once you do auditions and sending in your self tapes, they um I guess it's kind of picky, and it's really up to them to decide like, oh, should we cast this person or does this person? Because there are like people that look like me, typecasters, and then there's some that are good and some are bad, but all of them are the same. And rejections happen a lot, but you get to learn from that experience. Like, oh, okay, I'm rejected from this part. That's okay. There's more opportunities down the line. And I know there is because there are a lot of industries and a lot of agencies that are looking for talented people to be a part of it. So it's part of it. It's part of the whole process of it.
What techniques or methods do you find most helpful in the work that you do?
Uh, I would say watch a lot of movies, watch a lot of cinema, TV shows, study the craft and the art. Um, that's where it mostly like helps me to like um, to learn and to understand more and just be a part of it, part of the craft, and understand that, oh, okay, well, it's good. Acting, cinema, photography, filmmaking, directing, even. If you learn those experience, learn it from movies, cinema. It's kind of like homework, and you gotta do a lot of research on it, uh, and and just do a lot of self tapes, a lot of auditions. Just record yourself and do monologues, and have like a person to like two people in the scene, or just one of them, like one behind the camera and one in front, and just have a conversation and just bring in more emotion when it comes to acting. So
And you were talking earlier how you had some like what theater classes basically?
Yeah, yeah. Back in high
So
school,
so that was your acting class and workshop. Was that the only
yeah.
one?
Uh, no, that's not the only one. I've done online classes that involves with acting, and there was a bit of that, and also workshops with monologues, commercials that the agency provided me. And even though it does cost a little bit of money there, but it's a risk that you would have to take because you would need to learn to get better at it. And there are some things that you don't know and you haven't learned. And I would say that's a pretty good resource to have is like be in the workshops, go to plays, go to movie theater, just watch movies and just observe not as a audience, but as like a working actor. Just observe and just see and just like be in the moment of like learning, getting better at it, and just really open up your mind to like explore more craft uh, into the art. And it could be any art. So,
And you use the word in the moment, which is the name of your YouTube page you sent me. What came up with that idea of in moment studios?
uh, me and my best friend Anthony, we came up with so many names of trying to think of like what studio name can we call ourselves, and there's already like um, it's like a different production, but they already took like in moment studios, but we do it differently. Um, and me and him, we were just talking about like, oh, we're while we're filming, we're in the moment of like of it happening,
Yeah.
and just seeing actors, friends, people just uh, being together, and in that moment, it just felt like, oh shoot, we're there. And then me and Anthony discussed like, what about in moment studios? And me and him thought like that's actually a pretty good idea because we're actually in the moment and we're in the studio of like out there. But like yeah, I think me and him came up with it. So just in moment studios felt a really good catchy studio name uh, for the production. So
Well, I fully support it, and I can't wait to see it grow more and more as you guys are in this industry. And I'm not trying to expose it, but you're talking about Anthony McLaughlin, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I do remember him. Good man. It's been some time.
Hmm.
What's your what's your process for memorizing lines? You talk about in the moment.
Yeah. Memorizing lines is very difficult for me at first, but then it's all about the character, really, and in the story of the character. You gotta understand the character and just take it all in. Like, what do you feel like in that spot of that character in that story? And it's more like repetition, reading over the script over and over again. And there's a little bit of like improving involved because if you forget a line, but you're so in the moment of the character and in the story, you just like ad lib improv of like certain words that kind of fits into the story, and it's like following the flow of like other actors, and they all join in. And it's like, oh, it's okay, so it's improv, kind of. But yeah, reading a script is like kind of easy, kind of difficult, but it really depends on like how you feel and what you connect with that character and the story. So it's like piecing a puzzle, kind of.
Yeah. Welcome Alexa Sweeney. Welcome Jay Kensai. What types of roles or genres are you most interested in pursuing? I know you said that it's like a comedy action that you're currently doing. Is that the only one you're wanting to pursue?
Um, no, that's just the start of it. There's a lot of genres that I want to do. Um, like the more the more genre that I'm more leaning into is drama. And drama is like mostly about everything. And every film that I've seen includes drama. And um, I'm willing to explore more genres into filmmaking or into roles that I get and just explore um, every genre that I can. And I love them all. It's like from like comedy, action, adventure, drama, um, horror, and romance and science fiction, all the above. I'm willing to do all of it, but I would say that in the starting point, comedy and adventure is a good starting off point for In Moment Studios to build up uh, to like any ideas, storytellers, and just like write the script, film it, and just present it. So,
Well said, sir. Well said. How do you balance what you do with the acting, filmmaking, directing, and editing with with other responsibilities of life?
um, yeah, in life, um, I would say very hard to balance out, you know, the whole production life, acting life, but it's also part of your life, your real life, because everybody has jobs, everybody's working. It's really difficult to balance things out, but it's all about timing and scheduling and being more committed to the craft. Uh, brings up, a lot of time and just like you. I mean, I have to figure out like what times that I'm available so I can work on the production, or times I'm not available, I have to go to work because bills, money, it's everywhere, man. Um, but yeah, it's really difficult to balance things out, but it's throughout time it gets easier and better, and you'll get used to it, and it's like, hey, I can balance both, no biggie. So it really depends on people and their time and schedule throughout their lives.
You were talking to me a little bit that you were looking for an agent, or you've been reached out by an agent, like for submitting roles?
Yeah, back then when I was starting off into acting and what it really represents, it's really difficult at first, but then I submitted myself to different agencies, and the first one I submitted to was Seattle Talent, and they came back to me and they offered me like workshops, acting classes, and I took them. And then they also offered me to IMTA, which is International Modeling Talent Association, and I went to that event in New York for the first
Ooh,
time, and never been to New York. But
good place.
that yeah, and that happened like, oh gosh, I think it was last year.
Wow.
Yeah, last year, and over there just brought up like more opportunities because you're presenting managers and judges in different agencies, and by during the end of the week, it's like a callback day, and I received those callbacks. I never heard from them. Don't know why, but I think that's part of the rejection process, which is I'm okay with. But then earlier this year, I did an audition with a commercial to Seattle Talent, and they did like Agent Month Day for IMD. And then after I submitted my or did my audition, a week later, I got a call back, and I'm with the agency called IMD, and which is surprisingly because I didn't know IMD was is actually located in Medford, and I never knew about that. So I have an
I didn't
agent
know that
now with
either.
yeah. Um, so I have an agent with IMD right now, and so far it's been like keep submitting auditions, self tapes, and headshots too, and just like keep doing it and do the best of it. But having an agent is really helpful to kickstart your acting journey. So
What do you bring to a role? Like, what skills or talents do you bring to like what you do?
Um,
Like, for instance, like say that you're a great singer, that could be good in like a singing role. Say that you're good at dancing, that could be good for like a dancing role. You see what I'm saying?
mhm. um, I would say emotions. I can bring in a lot of emotions into a role, and there's a lot of things I have not experienced or have a skill for, but willing to learn. And in my family, we do American Sign Language, and I feel like American Sign Language could be a really good, useful skill to bring into the role of like in a film or in a short film of like this character who's like deaf, couldn't hear, couldn't talk, but uses his hands to communicate. So that's like one skill I could bring into the table. Um, I did singing back in choir in middle school, so I don't think I could sing now, but also dancing too. I used to dance back then.
Hey, are you gonna
Yeah.
bust a move for us live on, or are you gonna bust us out with some singing?
Uh, well, maybe into a scene I could, but it has been a long while. But there's a lot of skills for every actor to learn or that they already know, and they could bring it to the table and add it to their resume and just present it into like any project out there. So yeah.
What's your strategy for building and maintaining relationships in the industry?
Uh, good communication. Uh, good communication with with agents and staying staying on top with headshots, resumes, um, and auditions. Just keep it up to date and just let them know, like, hey, I'm doing my best here. Kept submitting auditions here and there, and it being kind, being honest with agents or agencies that you're in of, and just do your best. And one day it'll come by, and you'll land a role. So.
What's the most valuable advice you've gotten so far?
Um, Gosh, there's a couple of them.
Hey, you can express them.
Yeah. Um,
This is your
I
interview, my friend.
I would say a good advice that I was given to me is about patience. And don't rush into things, and just take your time to really live your life before things get serious or um, hard work will come by. And it's always good to have patience and don't rush into things, and just take your time, learn, study, and just live your life pretty much. And before, you start working your career and you'll be, working your ass off. So that's really one good advice is patience and just don't rush into things.
And you say you are an avid fan of movies, shows, and all different types of genre. Could you give me maybe some shows and movies that have captured you to want to do this, or ones that you grew up just watching and you loved?
Yeah. I grew up on watching Chuck starring Zachary Levi. He played Shazam recently. That's a really good TV show of like it's like shit, how can I describe it? It's like a spy thriller comedy, but like action movies, but in like episodes.
Yeah.
And it ran for 5 seasons, and that show really captivated me of like understanding of acting and like having those mini short videos or short episodes of like action, adventure, and comedy. It's like, shoot, that inspired me to make Aces, and that's also a really good TV show back then, and it still is now. I still watch it like every time. So um, Charlie Chaplin is also one of the guys who I watch. You know, before speaking and hearing
Hmm.
cinema, it's like there were silent films, and I did a
Yep.
lot of research on silent films, and the most name that popped up was Charlie Chaplin, and I watched a biopic called Chaplin and starring Robert Downey Jr. And when I watched that, it was like, wow, I did not know that Chaplin did all these films um, for himself and to the audience because he did everything. He acted, directed, uh, produced his films. So that's one of the big things that came up to me is like, oh, okay, Chaplin. That's a really good one and uh, really good inspiration of his silent films. So Chaplin's one of them, and then Christopher Nolan. His movies
Ooh.
are amazing, and
Yep.
yeah, he never fails. He never misses, and Oppenheimer is like his most recent work, and it was like really good film to watch. So all his movies is like are amazing, wonderful, and it really inspires me um, to like learn cinema. So it's like a little bit of backstory. Christopher Nolan didn't go to school for filming or directing, which is surprisingly because there's a lot of people with talent skills um, really motivate other talented artists out there. Like, hey, it's okay. You don't have to go to school, or you can't make it to school, but you can make it your own. Like, there's a couple ones like Quentin Tarantino. He didn't go to directing or acting school, and it's there's a lot of good stories in how they call it, like underdog story. Yeah, underdog stories from like different people um, that brings into the play of like how where they're at then and where they're at now. So it's like inspiration kind of thing.
Yeah. Any other idols or things that come to mind that captured you?
Um, there's a lot of them, and I can list like a lot of actors and filmmakers that really inspired me. Um, but mostly the ones that really inspired me is Christopher Nolan, um, Denzel Washington,
Ooh.
Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Doctor Strange.
Hey.
Yeah, Zachary Levi, um, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, Martin Scorsese. There's a lot of people, directors, actors that I grew up watching and still watch because cinema is me. Cinema is wonderful and love watching them and just thought to myself like I wish I could be that guy, but I can't because I gotta work my way up. So that inspires me to like start where I'm at and just build, you know, my my progress, my career as a working actor, and just like be there in the moment. So or be there at the moment. So
But you're just not doing acting, you're doing directing, you're filming, and you're editing. You want to be able to do all four of these things with these talents going forward. You just don't want to just do one thing.
right, yeah. I just don't want to do one thing. And I just like to explore different territories and just be like just being at it, just being hardworking, and just really explore different opportunities down the line. Because if acting doesn't work out, then there's also filmmaking and there's also directing, and it's always good to have backup plans or just have all the above and know that you can do them all, and just have like a great great group of people that could help you out throughout that journey. And just it's always good to have skills and backup plans if other things don't work out, but never give up on the dream, and just like have good experiences with it. But yeah, I really love to do them all. So
Would you also be doing writing and producing? I would assume that's what you did on Aces too. I know you kind of touched on filming, editing, and directing, but writing and producing would be two others that you'd be looking at as well.
yeah, writing is not really my strong suit, but when I wrote Aces Part Two and I wrote Aces Part One, I reviewed my script to Aces Part Two to Anthony, and his response was like, he said the script was really good, and I didn't think my writing was going to be that good, but it is a good storytelling. And from his feedback of the script, it was like, dang, I can write too. And also producing, yeah, I could see producing is also one of the skills that I could do. But then again, it's like it's always good to have backup plans and always have experiences that you are experienced in and wanting to learn more, and just go on from there. So it's really the craft of making a film, and it could be any film. It could be like a short film, an indie film. Uh, it could be like a 5 minute short film, and you got like things going on, and being a storyteller, and how you come up with these things. And it's not really because I can't do this on my own. It's really good to you know have friends or family members to help you out on this journey, and just like be a part of the short film, and just like be in the moment kind of thing. So
Well, we support you here at the Shadowed City. And good sir, that is really the questions that I had. Hello, best friend. It's good to see you. Those are the questions I did have lined up for you at this time. But I would love to extend an offer for you to be on again in the near future, and maybe we could talk about something like a movie, show, or characters more. Because you told me about such great actors and other people that inspired you to do this. And I would love to have you on here more and help you in any way I can with your production or any way I can, man.
yeah, that sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Do you and you said you are looking for more people to join up with your team. What is it that you guys are looking for people to join up?
Uh, we are looking for mostly everyone who's willing to be a filmmaker, a camera person, a sound guy, um, directors, and actors. We are looking for actors and filmmakers who are have their little trouble of like getting to somewhere, but we as like in Moment Studios, we are seeking help to make our short films and productions made possible. And I know it's difficult to everyone's schedule, but if anyone's looking for like, hey, can I audition for this, or can I act in this role, or can I be a camera person and be like a co-director? Hell yeah, we accept people who are interested in it, and just build up not like a community, but like as a team, and be in a in Moment Studios kind of thing. So, but yeah, we are welcoming people that have experience with cameras, um, sounds, and also love to do acting. Yeah, so we accept those, and the more people we get, the more better chances of like things going forward. And we always got to start off small and work our way up to dreams that we are wanting to chase. Because it's not just about acting, it can also be filming, being a director, being a writer, being an editor, all the above. So we're just wanting to seek more people and have them help us, and we can help them to learn and to grow, and hoping making their dreams come true down the line, down the road. So,
And that, ladies and gentlemen, conducts our interview today. Thank you, Mr. Enrique, for coming on. It has been some time, and I was such honored to reach out to you after so much time, and hope to continue to talk more, my friend. And you have you're called In Moment Studios. If anybody would like to go follow the channel, it's on YouTube. And go check out Aces and the trailer for Aces. And stay tuned for part 2. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. But would you like to say anything else before we end this?
don't give up hope. Always have faith and keep that faith strong, and continue to pursue your craft, your dreams, and just work on them. Patience and hard work will always pay off in the end.
Understood. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. Thank you for coming on. And I hope to have you on next time. And everybody else, have a good day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be, and peace out.
Thanks for having me.